You hear any
All right.
wild barking? It's him.
We're ready.
You ready?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I'd like to go ahead and open up the Warrenton Board of Alderman meeting for Tuesday, January 5th, 2021. First item be the consent agenda.
We have
Maybe.
the regular and executive session minutes from December 15th, 2020.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda items as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
Who was the first one?
Scott.
Alderman,
I'm sorry, Melody.
Alderman Schultz,
Okay. First, motion made by Alderman Schultz, second by Alderman Dyer. Roll call vote.
Alderman Deloy,
Yes.
Alderman Schultz,
Yes.
Alderman Crump,
Yes.
Alderman Dyer,
Yes.
Alderman Ock,
Yes.
Alderman Miller is absent.
Motion passes 5-0 with one absent. Next item be hearing from the public.
I don't have any on Zoom.
Okay. Any others? Melody or anything else?
No, sir.
All right. Next will be Board of Alderman comments.
I just hope we have some people file for office.
I hope so too.
That I want anybody to lose their seat, but since I'm not going to have a seat, I welcome, I can't say all challengers because I don't know who they're going to challenge. They better get down there and sign up.
I think there's been a couple, hasn't there?
Yes, sir.
In my ward?
No.
I
only-
think one
Joshua
in
Park.
yours.
You want to print them for me? That'd be great.
Well, come on, come on.
Oh, I'm sure the events lately in the nation haven't been too encouraging for people to want to jump ahead and go for elected offices. I'm hoping that changes. I'm hoping people see through that and push through that. But I can see where people are getting a little nervous to try and do that. That's unfortunate.
Well, it is, but I also feel that if you don't try to get involved in some way, either coming to the meetings to express your views or in the extreme, run for office, I don't feel like you should come complaining about a whole lot of things.
Cheryl, this is so nice. I would pretty much put if you're going to complain, come do something about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's how I got in. My wife said, are you going to complain or are you going to go do something about it? So I went and put my name down. She challenged me.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Any other comments?
Happy New Year to all of our constituents.
Same to you.
Happy New Year.
Yes.
My only comment is I hope 21's better than 20. That's my comment.
There's some people that would debate back and forth on it. Ain't even for a good start so far. I think there's some positivity there. I think there's a lot of things that we're trying to change, and I think things are on that uphill swing, you know. So I'm just hoping it continues on that uphill swing, and at least out here, I'll say that. But I hope everywhere.
I'd like to thank the city and county highway crews for this little ice storm we had and the great work they did on the roads. So thank you to them.
For sure.
And I would like to welcome Tim Burke.
Oh, to the new
Brandy,
position.
is that official?
It is. He will
He's
begin on
accepted.
planning. He's going to begin planning and development on Tuesday, a week
Oh,
from today.
that's great.
Cool.
Yes, I'm really excited.
Congratulations, Tim.
I'm happy for him. Now, is he on here tonight?
He is not.
He is not. Okay, well, welcome. If he watches,
Definitely.
I'm excited for this endeavor for him. So
Little slide over to a different position, but it'll be neat for him, and I think it'll give. Well, I don't even know what his hours are now, so maybe it'll be the same hours. But if not, then maybe it'll give him more family time to be able to spend with his loved ones.
Mhm.
Any other comments?
No.
Well, I will mirror a lot of what has been said already, and I will get down to the business of recommendation of William Bierman as the new municipal judge. It will be a bill later on the agenda, but I will say now, I've spoken with not only Mr. Bierman himself, but also with both Terry and Brandy, who've met with him as well. And I've spoken with some other people that know him and Chris Greville, and it seems like he is probably the best choice we could come at, and very personable. I think if any of the aldermen ever needed to approach him or talk to him, real easy to approach, real easy to get answers from, and he's open and will talk to you plainly. It's just really nice to have somebody that's that level, that doesn't totally get you lost in jargons or anything else. He talks plainly, and it's nice. But that'll be a bill later on the agenda. Just want to kind of make it there that is my recommendation for the new municipal judge, since our old judge is leaving for greener pastures. Let's just say that. He got voted in, and he's going to be taking I guess it's an associate position. Is that correct, Chris?
Yes, he was elected as an associate circuit judge of St. Charles County. We gave him his first chance as a municipal judge. Terry was the one that hired him, and I, in fact, talked to him today, his second day on the job, and he has already said that he misses Warrenton being the municipal judge with the upcoming court date. So, yeah, it is neat to see somebody that we kind of brought in to move on to a position like that, the second largest county or third largest county in the state. And you know, he was with us for a very long time and did a really great job for us.
He'll be missed. So next item would be, I guess, to speak to City Administrator Terry Thorne.
I do have a couple things for you this evening. The first of which is to ask about scheduling for the planning meeting, which we typically do annually at the end of January, 1st of February, so that we can start the budget process. My question is there a particular day of the week for any of you that does not work during the last week of January or first week of February? Fridays have typically been a good day for this in most cases. So we would be looking at, I think it's January 28th, and then whatever the first Friday is, unless there is one of those days or a day of the week that any of you are not available. So you don't really have to answer here, but if you can send me an email tomorrow and let me know if there is one of those days that absolutely doesn't work, then we will send out a couple of dates to see if we can get everybody on a day that actually works for everyone.
Terry,
And it
the
was-
28th is a Thursday. Do you want to go to Friday, or do you
Yeah,
want?
29th then, or February 5th are two, but it doesn't have to be either one of those if that does not work for someone, if Fridays don't work.
I can tell you right here and now, 29th will work for me.
It's
Okay.
fine for me,
Not for me.
not for you, Bob.
Do Fridays not work for you, Bob?
Well, with my new arrangement with my job, I got to be there the last 2 or 3 days of every month,
Okay,
Well,
so
Chris-
what about February?
working days. So depending on how they fall,
February 5th would work for me too. It doesn't, I can do either or.
let me look at
Fifth
my
work.
calendar. I'll send it to you, Terry.
Fifth
Okay,
works for me.
if February 5th does not work for someone and it will be an all-day meeting, we have a lot to go through and we have a couple of fairly lengthy topics that we need to discuss. And I think in order to do justice with it, we really need to spend the day. So if any of you that February 5th does not work for, let me know in the morning, and then we'll go to Plan B and look for another day.
Sounds good.
Okay.
And also, if you have topics that you feel like we need to address at the planning meeting, if you'll send those to me, then we will include those as we put the agenda together for this meeting. Okay?
All right.
The other thing I have is we have several open positions in committees that the city has. And I'm going to be working later this week on putting those vetting meetings together. So we need to have 3 members of the board that would be available during business hours who could meet with us. There may be evening meetings. We'll know for sure after we actually talk to those individuals. But any of you interested in being involved in those vetting meetings, please also let me know that so that we can try to get the committees together. We have a couple of openings on tourism for sure that we need to fill, a couple of openings on planning and zoning that we need to fill. Those 2 are probably the most critical so that we can make sure we keep quorums on those committees that meet regularly. I think on the on the park board, we also have an opening, I believe, there. So if you have an interest in being involved in those vetting committees, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll be hitting you up if we don't get volunteers for those. That's really all I have.
All right. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next, we'll hear from Director of Operations, Brandy Walters.
Good evening. I just have a couple quick things for you. One is the sewer extension is getting ready to go across Veterans Memorial. So they are going to be closing down that South Service Road for a couple days to get that done. It'll just be closed during the day, open in the evenings. So that will be a detour. So I wanted to let everybody know that just in case you get questions. But it should only be 2 or 3 days that'll be done. That'll be this week. And the other thing I wanted to mention was we had talked about at a couple meetings back about applying for the TAP grant. And I want to let you guys know that that is moving forward. And we will have, oh gosh, I can't think of his name now. Mr. Egan, he will be at the next meeting to present a resolution so that way we can continue that process.
Excellent.
That's all that I have for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna interject because I forgot to say something during my comment sections. Happy 188th birthday to Warren County. Today is Warren County's 188th birthday. Today it was concepted back in 1833.
It was a
Wow.
great day. It was
Wow.
wonderful.
I'm a history nerd, so I put that in my phone and it came up as those things. Sorry, but I thought, wow, yeah, that's something we kind of don't ever cover, but that was a pretty important day. So it was today's day.
It was a big,
Wow. You remember it well.
I do.
Cheryl.
Wow, who just said that? I can't believe you said that. Next, we'll hear from Finance Officer Dana Blaska.
Yes, good evening. You have before you a list of claims for your approval tonight, totaling $605,931.31. Were there any questions related to that list of claims?
No.
Anybody have any questions on that?
No.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the accounts payable in the amount of $605,931.31.
So moved.
Second,
Is that Jack? Was that you?
correct.
Thank you. Motion made by Alderman Dyer, second by Alderman Crump. Roll call vote.
Alderman Schultz,
Yes.
Alderman Crump,
Yes.
Alderman Dyer,
Yes.
Alderman Ock,
Yes.
Alderman Deloy.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0 with one absent.
And the next
Amy.
item are,
Lost you.
Go ahead, Dana.
oh, I'm sorry. So the
No,
next
you-
item are the financials as of the month of November. just some highlights of the financials and the general fund. The revenues are about 71,000 below budget. So a combination of sales tax, which is above budget year to date, in the general fund about 14% or 151,000. And again, we're still continuing to see that slight decline as far as a percentage of budget. We had some high numbers at the very beginning of the year, so they're going down slightly. We still anticipate that we will be within budget by year end. We have a few items in revenues that are below budget. Pool activity is 38,000 below budget. Revenues related to court and police, fines and things like that are in police revenues about 76,000 below budget, and in court about 18,000. Transfers again are below budget because we did not have the fall festival, so we did not transfer funds in from tourism to cover those events. In the general fund and operating related expenses, you'll see that that's about 255,000 below budget. Again, a big chunk of that is related to the fall festival that did not occur. The other items, a few vacancies, but a lot of it is supplies, maintenance type accounts that are under budget right now, but we still anticipate we're going to spend the funds by the year end. When we look at the water and sewer fund, we'll see that revenues in total are 36,000 above budget. It includes, water and sewer sales, which are above budget, primarily related to new housing. You'll also see that industrial sewer, though, is slightly below budget, about 28,000. And again, industrial sewer is primarily related to the Coke production facility. And that just kind of varies each year in timing, the amount of water and sewer usage, or just sewer usage, I apologize. In the operating expenses for sewer, you'll notice that there are 136,000 below budget. Again, nothing individually large in that amount. There's just, again, supplies and maintenance type items that we still anticipate we will spend by year end. Were there any questions related to those November financials?
Dana, what do we attribute the fact that trash-related expenses were $6,000 above the budget? What's going on with our trash services?
Well, and it really, you see a revenue change there too, and it just has to do mostly with the volume of households. So, again, as we see water and sewer sales increasing, we also see the expense side for trash because we paid the contract on it, but we should also see the revenue side up a little bit too.
Okay.
It's
Dana,
all the new building permits. For all those new homes.
Danny, I will say, I don't know why I've never done this before, but I was actually laying in bed and reading these, and my wife looked over and she got very interested because that's her job as well. She does accounts payable and accounting, and she complimented your report and said how easy it was to read, and I think she was going to try and steal some of your format to try and use in her job. So,
well, absolutely. Yeah, we hope it makes it easy for everyone to read.
It is for me when she explains it to me. She does the year-to-date financial reports for dummies, and I'm the dummy. So she does that for me. Thank you very much, Dana. I appreciate it. Any questions for Dana?
No.
No.
Next, we'll hear from Aquatics Director Lisa Kramer.
Good evening, everybody. You have in front of you my monthly report, which is actually the whole year report. Some highlights I like to point out for the year. Fun facts, we sold 445 memberships this year. And of those memberships, 238 of them were sold during the time after we reopened from COVID. So from May to December, we were still able to sell 238 memberships. We also had total attendance for the year coming through the building was 12,359 people. So considering the year we've had. I think that's really good. And we finished up the year doing a giving tree. We partnered with Agape and we collected over $390 worth of gift cards to give to our community over Christmas. So those are just a few highlights. Does anybody have any questions?
No, but that's great.
I would say great to hear.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
You've been very motivated this year with going down new projects and what be it. And I do appreciate that, Lisa. It helps our community and it helps us in more ways than you know. And I do appreciate the effort you put forward.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments?
No.
All right, bills to ordinance. Entertain a motion for the first reading of bill number 01-21.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Deloy, seconded by Alderman Dyer.
An ordinance authorizing execution of an agreement with Strategic Support Services LLC in the city of Warrenton, Missouri for consulting services.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading and passage of bill number 01-21.
So moved.
Who'd you get, Melody?
I'll second.
Okay.
Okay,
Is that
so-
Alderman Schultz?
Yes.
So Alderman Dyer for first and then second for Alderman Schultz.
An ordinance authorizing execution of an agreement with Strategic Support Services LLC in the city of Warrenton, Missouri for consulting services.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Crump,
Yes.
Alderman Dyer,
Yes.
Alderman Ock,
Yes.
Alderman Deloy,
Yes.
Alderman Schultz.
Yes.
Bill passes 5-0 with one absent. I'll entertain a motion for first reading of bill number 02-21.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Deloy, seconded by Alderman Dyer.
An ordinance amending section 700.050 subsection E of the municipal code of the city of Warrenton, Missouri related to industrial sewer.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading and passage of bill number 02-21.
So moved.
That's not gonna work.
I don't know
Jack
who
and
that.
Cheryl.
Yeah, there was like two or three people said it all at once.
Who's for Alderman Dyer?
Okay, first one. Anybody want a second?
Who's, I don't know.
Second.
Thank you. Motion made by Alderman Dyer, seconded by Alderman
ordinance-
Crump.
An ordinance amending section 700.050 subsection E of the municipal code of the city of Warrenton, Missouri related to industrial sewer.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Dyer,
Yes.
Alderman Ock,
Yes.
Alderman Deloy,
Yes.
Alderman Schultz,
Yes.
Alderman Crump.
Yes.
Bill passes 5-0 with one absent. I will entertain a motion for the first reading, bill number 03-21.
So moved.
Second.
First one was at Alderman Crump?
Correct.
Motion made by Alderman Crump, seconded by Alderman Dyer.
An ordinance of the city of Warrenton, Missouri appointing Bill Bierman as the municipal judge of Division II of the city of Warrenton's municipal court.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading and passage of bill number 03-21.
So moved.
Second.
Who'd you get, Melody?
Alderman Dyer.
Okay, motion made by Alderman Schultz, seconded by Alderman Dyer.
An ordinance of the city of Warrenton, Missouri appointing Bill Bierman as the municipal judge of Division II of the city of Warrenton's municipal court.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Ock,
Yes.
Alderman Deloy,
Yes.
Alderman Schultz,
Yes.
Alderman Crump,
Yes.
Alderman Dyer.
Yes.
Bill passes 5-0 with one absent. I will entertain a motion for the first reading of bill number 04-21.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Dyer, seconded by Alderman Deloy.
An ordinance of the city of Warrenton, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Judge Bill Bierman.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading and passage of bill number 04-21.
So moved.
Second,
Was that Alderman Delloy first?
Yes.
Yes.
Motion made by Alderman Delloy, seconded by Alderman Dyer.
An ordinance of the city of Warrenton, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Judge Bill Bierman.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Deloy,
Yes.
Alderman Schultz,
Yes.
Alderman Crump,
Yes.
Alderman Dyer,
yes.
Alderman Ock.
Yes. Motion passes 5-0 with one absent. I will entertain a motion for the first reading of bill number 05-21.
No, sir, that was removed from the
Oh, I'm
agenda.
sorry, that is removed. I apologize. Moving along like a freight train, and I forgot that it was removed. I apologize. I will entertain a motion to close the regular Board of Alderman meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Dyer, seconded by Alderman Crump. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. We are so adjourned.